Alright, for this video, we'll be working on Summer 2012 Question Paper 3 Variation 1. Now, the reason why I chose this paper is because it is very HTML heavy, and the HTML portion is mostly focused on tables, which includes cell merging, cell padding, among other things. Okay, it also has questions about how to resize an image correctly, and creating your own folders and saving and downloading the compressed folder and unzipping it in the correct folders, right? So let's start from question number 1, right? Create a new word process document, save this with the file name evidence. You will use this to store evidence during the examination. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a working folder on the desktop, but for you guys, please do it, please create it in your student drive. All right, working folder. Okay, so the first question, you need to create a new word process document. Right, a blank document. Now it also asks you to place your name, center number, and candidate number in the header of this document, right? So name, center number. Right, and I'm going to save this as evidence in the folder I just created. Okay, save as, browse. I'm going to save it as evidence. Right, done. So it says create new folders called Web31 and SS31 in your work area. Okay, work area means your student drive. Okay, I'm going to create in my working folder. Right, so another new folder here, Web31, and then another new folder called SS31. Now let's look at number 3. It says open the web page, given a URL, and then follow the instructions to log in. What you need to do is basically type in the URL here. The Hothouse Design UK/download. Okay, if you look here, it says click on the link below to download a compressed file that contains 31 June 2012. Okay, so usually the best way is to download everything. Please do not be a silly fella and download all these items one by one. Right, so I'm just going to click on this link and then download the file. Alright, the file has been downloaded. Now, for you guys who do not know where the file is being stored, alright, there are actually two ways to find out. Number one, once the file has finished downloading, just right click on it and you will see a link called Show in Folder. So if you open that, it will actually show you where it is. Now, usually, okay, your files will be stored in, very simple, okay, your username, just click on it and then go to Downloads. Okay, usually it will be stored in your Downloads folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this and I am going to transfer the compressed file into my student drive. Right, now I am using WinRAR. For those of you who do not have it installed on your computer during your exam, what you need to do is just right click on it, okay, and you will see something called extract here, or extract files. Okay, just select that. Alright, and you will get something like this. Okay, so what's going to happen is if you look at question number 5 this time, alright, it says, sorry, number 4, it says download and save the following files into your Web31 folder. And then at number 5, it says download and save the file j12employees.csv in your SS31 folder. So what's going to happen is you need to transfer all the files here except the J12 employee, alright, to your Web31 folder. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything, and then I am going to deselect this one. Right, I'm going to copy it, and I am going to paste this into the Web31 folder. Right, so the other one would be j12 employees.csv in your ss31 folder. That would be for your I think data analysis or something. Okay, so just going to go back here, j12 employee, the one, copy, and paste it into your ss31 folder. Right, so once you've done that, you can actually remove the one that you have downloaded. Right, I'm just going to delete it. That leaves us with 2 folders and 1 file. Right, now let's look at question number 5, okay? It says, open the image j12-gd1.jpg in a suitable application. You will manipulate this to create the background image which will be used in the style sheet. Now, when the question says open the image j12-gd1 or whatever image in a suitable application, that means that you need to open it in Microsoft Paint. Alright, you are basically editing the image. You are not manipulating the image inside Microsoft Expression Web. Alright, because it hasn't asked you to insert the image yet. Okay, so let's open Web31 and let's open j12-gd1.jpg. Now I'm just going to change the view to details because that's what I'm used to. Alright, so right click. You can either edit or you can open with Paint. Okay, now let's look at the question number 6. It says resize the image so that it is 720 pixels wide and maintain its aspect ratio. Take a screenshot to show how you resize the image. Place this in the evidence document you created in step 1. Okay, so what's going to happen is I am going to resize this image, and I'm just going to click on resize. Alright, and pixels, it says 720 pixels wide, right? 720 pixels. And maintain its aspect ratio. So aspect ratio is maintained. So you need to create, take a screenshot of this to prove that you have actually resized the image. Okay. So for me, I'm going to use, because I'm using parallels again, I'm just going to go up here, right, and I'm going to do a screen capture. Where is it? Print screen. Right, for you guys, just press the print screen button. Alright, then go open your evidence document and paste it in. Okay, this is proof that you have actually resized it. So once you've done that, click OK, and then it will ask you to save the image as j12-gd2.jpg in your Web31 folder. So File, Save As, you're going to change it, right? So bgd2, make sure you save it in the correct folder. Okay, let's save that. So moving on, number 8, it says reduce the image resolution if necessary to ensure that the stored image is no larger than 100 KB. Now save the image as j12-gd3.jpg in your Web31 folder. Place screenshot evidence of the file size of this image in your evidence document. So where do you find the file size? Okay, it can be found here. Now, how would you know how much you should reduce the image so that the file size is 100 KB? Okay, so what you can do is go to resize, okay, and this time we will focus on the percentage. Now, let's say 100% yields 126.1 kilobytes, alright? So how much should you reduce the percentage by so that you can get around 100? I would say 70%. Okay, I'm going to click OK, but nothing changes because you have not saved the image yet. So what you have to do is you need to save as, again, the question says back GD3, right? So let's change it to GD3 and save. Can you see that the file size actually changes? So in order for you to show proof, again, screen capture the entire screen now. and then again paste it below the first screen capture. Alright, okay, moving on. Let's look at question number 9, right? It says, using a suitable software package, create a new web page called xahc.htm. Okay, so suitable software package to create a HTML file or HTML file, okay, it's almost the same, is Expression Web. Okay, so I'm just going to open it, and I already have a new HTML file here waiting for me. So I'm just going to save this HTML file as xahc.htm. Okay, so File, Save As. Right, notice that it's in My Documents, My Website. Okay, please save it in the correct folder. For you guys, it is your student drive. For me, it would be my working folder on the desktop. Okay, so I'm guessing it has to be saved in Web31. I may be wrong, but let's just do this now. Okay, so xahc.htm. The question wants it in all caps, so just follow all caps. Okay, xahc.htm. Let's save it. Okay, now moving on, it says attach the style sheet j12 style1.css to this web page. As you create the web page, make sure that the styles within the style sheet are not changed. Okay, so I'm just going to attach the style sheet, attach style sheet, browse, again go back to my working folder. Alright, just going to press OK. So if you want to see any changes, we go to design, you will notice that the background actually changes. Okay. Now number 10, if necessary, resize your browser window so that the background image fits the window without tiling. Now we are not going to resize the browser window now because we are not doing any print preview. Okay, but what it means is basically if you want to preview it, you go to File, Preview in Browser, and then you select Chrome, right? Okay. So basically it says without tiling means something like that. Okay, you need to drag out the bottom as well. So this is actually a tile because it repeats. Okay, but now we don't really require this. So I'm just going to minimize this first. Alright, so this web page must open in any browser window, in any browser, and will have 3 separate tables placed like this: Table 1, Table 2, and Table 3. Now let's look at question 12. It says create Table 1 using the contents of j12 table1.htm. Now when it says that, it means you don't need to create Table 1 from scratch, you just need to copy the HTML code from j12 table1.htm and paste it into xahc.htm. Okay? So what I'm going to do, let's open j12 table 1. Right, I'm going to edit with Expression Web. So this is the table. I am just going to select the table. See that? Alright. Right click. I'm just going to copy it, switch back to xahc, and I'm just going to paste it here. Done. Okay, number 13, set the width of this table to 100% of the width of the window. Now this is not CSS. Obviously it is still talking about HTML or HTM. Okay, because it did not ask you to edit the style. So what I'm going to do, just mouse over here, highlight a small portion of the table. You'll notice that the table comes up, the selection here. So I'm just going to click it, right click, and I'm going to go to Table Properties. So width of this table to 100% of the width, right? So specify width and 100 in percent. Okay, this means that your table will scale according to the size of your browser window. Right, click OK. Number 14, replace the text, place table 1 anchor here with an anchor called top. Make sure that this anchor is not visible in the browser. So can you see place table 1 anchor here? So what it wants is to replace this text with an anchor. Okay, now an anchor is something that if you place on the top of the page and you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page and you have a link to that anchor, what's going to happen is when you click on the hyperlink, you will jump to the top of the page. Okay, so if it says replace, what you need to do is you need to really delete everything. And in Expression Web, an anchor is called a bookmark. Okay, so insert bookmark called top, right? So just follow TOP, top. okay, and click OK. Now you won't see anything, but if you go to code and you look here, you will see an anchor here. All right. Now, replace the text candidate details with your name, center number, and candidate number. Candidate details, right? So, Han, center number, candidate number 6969. Right, number 16, create table 2 with 4 rows and 2 columns as shown. So I'm just going to click here because it says create and it did not say using the content of anything. So I need to create a table myself. So table 2 has 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 columns, right? So I'm just going to insert, whoop, my bad, table, insert table. 4 rows and 2 columns, right? So 4 rows and 2 columns. And it says set the width of this table to 75% of the width of the window. So this time I'm going to change it to 75%. 75. And then it says align this table with the center of the window. So alignment, I'm just going to select center. Right, and then go press OK, you will see a table created and it is actually aligned to the center of the window. Now looking at the illustration in question 11, what you need to do is on the right side, the right column, you need to merge all the cells, right? So how do you do that? Highlight everything, right click, modify, merge cells. Okay, so I'm just going to save it for the fun of it. And 19, it says place the image j12trees.jpg in the right cell of this table. So right cell here, you need to put in an image, right? j12tree.jpg. So insert, picture from file. Again, navigate back to the working folder. J12 tree. There you go. Right, it did not ask you to put in any alternate text or anything, so just click OK. This is what you'll get. Don't worry about the sizing issue, okay? Right, moving on to question 20, using the contents of the file j12text.txt, place the text we offer holidays to suit your every need. We can often make dreams come true. Dreams come true. Okay, so basically what it means is just open j12 text, okay, and copy the content here into the respective cells. That's all. Right, done. Moving on, apply style H3 to all the text added in step 20. So H3, just highlight this. H3, just clear out the spaces below. H3 and H3. Right, number 22, create table tree using the content of j12 tables j12 table tree.htm. Again, you are just going to copy and paste. So j12 table tree, add it with expression web. Just highlight some of the cells so that the table comes out. Click it, copy, paste it here, save it. And then it says set the table width of this table to 100% of the width of the window. Alright, so I'm just going to again make sure I select the table, right click, table properties, so width 100%. Right, number 24, replace the text, place table tree anchor here with an anchor called Combi. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. Now notice when I delete this, right, the selection has shifted and it is right in front of H1. Okay, if you see that, switch over to code, you will see that your cursor appears here. Okay, so the correct way to do it is to make sure that your anchor is before H1. Okay, so what you can do with that is just insert the bookmark first. Alright, we're just going to call it Combi. Right, you don't see it, but switch to code. See this Combi? So I'm just going to highlight the entire element and I'm going to drag it and put it outside H1 just to play safe. Right, that's done. And replace the text, number 26, in the text, return to the top of the page by clicking on this link. Make only the words clicking on this link a hyperlink to the anchor called top. Clicking on this link. So clicking on this link, right click, hyperlink. So I'm just going to link it back to top, right? So places in this document, this means that you are linking to an anchor, and I'm going to select top. Right, notice it becomes a link. Right, replace the text date and time here with the date and time. Date and time basically means you just type in today's date and time. So it's time 11:27 p.m. Now 28, replace the words zip wire in table 3 with the most appropriate image from those obtained in step 4. Okay, zip wire. Let's see. Right, this situation I'm going to just change it to large icons. Zip wire, that is J1 2IM-G6, right? Okay, so insert picture from file. Oh, there you go. Zip wire. Okay, then after that, scuba diving. Just going to replace it. So there you go. Okay, create a hyperlink from this image to point to the file j12dive.htm, which should open in a new window called Undersea. Right, so images can also be use hyperlink. Okay, so just right click on the image and go to hyperlink, same thing, and it says it should link to j12dive.htm. so this one is existing file or web page, j12dive, and then opens in a new window called _undersea. So target frame, new window, _undersea. That's okay. Okay, moving on, replace the word skiing in table 3 with the most appropriate image for those obtained in step 4, skiing this time. Insert picture from file, skiing. Well, this looks like skiing. Yeah, there you go. 31, replace the words off-road driving in table 3 with the most appropriate image, off-road driving. Picture from file, off-road driving up. There you go. And then 32, replace the words contact us in table 3 with the most appropriate image, contact us. Insert image from file, contact us. Yep, that's it. That's an ugly phone. Okay, create a hyperlink from this image to send an email message to xahc@cia.org.uk with a subject line extreme adventure. So same thing, hyperlink, and this time I'm going to send an email address. Okay, so I'm just going to click on email, xahc@cia.org.uk. Notice that a mail to appears. That's very normal, don't touch it. Subject is extreme adventure. That's okay, there you go. Now make sure that all of the images placed in step 28 to 32 are 120 pixels wide. Maintain the aspect ratio of each image. So let's check one by one. Right click, picture properties, appearance, width is 120, this is fine. This is obviously not fine. Picture properties, appearance, width 120 pixels. There you go. This seems like 120. I'm just lazy, I'm not going to do it. Moving on, picture properties, appearance, again 120. Okay, we're done. Now number 34, save the page as xahc.htm in your web31 folder. I've done that already, I'm just going to save it again. So open this page in a web browser. Okay, and say print this page from your browser. So two ways you can do it. You can just go here, double click on it, it will open in Chrome, or you can go to File, Preview in Browser, select Chrome. Same thing happens. Now it says open this page in the web browser. Okay, you have it here, and then it says print this page from your browser. So from your web browser, meaning in Google Chrome, you need to print this page. So go to File, Print. Okay, now but we have a problem here. Okay, doesn't matter whether you print in portrait or landscape. You will notice that it actually is split into two pages. Right, the first page contains your name, your center number, and your candidate number, but the second page does not. Okay, there is one way to fix this. Can you see untitled one here? Okay, so this is actually your page title. Okay, what you can do to modify this is go back to your expression web, go to code. Right, let's scroll all the way up, and you will see here in the head, you will see untitled one. Okay, that is your title. So what you do is put in your name. It's going to save it, refresh it. Notice that it changes. Okay, let's go to print again. Nice. Okay, so make sure you do this so that you don't only get the first piece of paper with your name, center number, and candidate number printed here, and you don't get the second piece of paper because it does not. Okay, so use this to cheat so that you can get both pieces of paper if this kind of question occurs again. Okay, now also in question 34 it says print a copy of the HTML source. Now HTML source and the page is different. The page is the one you see in your browser. The HTML source is the one here. This is your source code, the HTML source. Right, so I'm going to go to File, Print, and I'm going to select Print Preview. Right, as you can see, I do not see any header or footer with my name, center number, and candidate number. So what do I have to do? I need to go to, again, File, Print, but this time I need to go to Page Setup, and in the header, I'm going to type in the same thing. Right, so once I've done this, I am going to print preview again. Notice that it actually appears, right? So once I'm done, I'm just going to print. Okay, moving on to question 35. Using a suitable software package, open the web page j12dive.htm so that it can be edited. All right, another file this time, j12dive. Attach a style sheet j12style1.css to this web page. As you create a web page, make sure that the styles within the style sheet are not changed. Same thing. Browse this one, click OK. Go back to design, you will notice that the background changes to that ugly ski thingy. Right, moving on. Replace the text candidate name, center number, and candidate number with your name, center number, and candidate number. Replace the text heading here with the text scuba diving with. Scuba diving. Okay, now the reason why I left the E there is so that I do not delete the entire element. Okay, so apply style H2 to this text. I'm just going to highlight this. Style H2. Using the content of the file J12 list.txt, replace the text list here with the text novice divers also cater for. List here, using the content of the file J12 list. Also caters for. Also caters for. Okay. Right, so the whole thing. So copy and just going to replace it. Right, now apply the following style. Novice divers can as style P. So paragraph, and then try out in the pool as style L1, L1, L1 all the way until you can, right? So I'm just going to create all the P's first. Okay, and then for these, just going to backspace, make sure everything is nice and dandy. Okay, then after that, all should be list items, right? So I'm just going to select. Look at question 39. It says format the first list as an ordered list. So ordered list is the one that have numbering. So I'm just going to select this. And each has to be a list item. So I'm just going to backspace, press enter, backspace, press enter, backspace, press enter, backspace, enter, backspace, enter. Now the reason why it is in bullet points is because of the CSS. Okay, it should be 1, 2, 3, but the reason why it's bullet point is because if you go to modify style here, you will see in the list it actually changed it to disk, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so the reason why I use backspace and enter is so that each item can be an individual list item. Alright, so moving on for the ones below here, I need to convert it also this time to unordered list. Okay, so just select bullets this time instead of numbering. Right, backspace, enter, backspace, enter, backspace, enter. Oh, the last one, experienced divers also catered for as style P. So this last one should be P. Change this to P. Alright, done. And replace the text image here with the image for scuba diving downloaded in step 4. Do not resize this image. Alright, so image here, insert, picture from file, scuba diving, this one. Okay, there you go. Save this page as j12dive.htm. Same file name, but you notice that let's just save it according to what it wants. Save as j12dive.htm for the fun of it. Right, so it doesn't matter whether it's capital or lowercase. Alright, just say yes, and then open this page in the web browser again. So file, preview in browser, Chrome. Print this page from your browser. So file, print. Okay, let's change it to portrait. Okay, notice that it fits on one page, so you don't need to modify the header because, sorry, not the header, the title, because everything fits on one page and you see your center number, your name, and your candidate number here. Okay, next it says print a copy of the HTML source. So go back here, switch over to code, and go to file, print preview first. Right, make sure your name, center number, and candidate number appears, and then click on print. Alright, so we're done with the HTML portion.